2, 1, and action. What is up, Travels with Buddy Nation on the Travels with Buddy station. Today is Saturday, May 24th, and it's actually a little chilly out there today, huh, bud? I took Buddy for a walk. I figured I'm going to do a video. I'll do a late video. It's nighttime, but I took Buddy for a walk today. He finally got some sunshine today, so I said, well, might as well take Bud for a walk. And today, I'm going to do some leg extensions on my new, well, it's not, well, I've had this bench for probably about 5 or 6 months now, but I'm going to do some leg extensions on my bench. And I'm going to do the leg extensions the way you're supposed to do them. Leg extensions, I think, in my opinion, is an exercise that you should do for very high reps. My first set, I'm probably going to do about 100 repetitions. When you do leg extensions, another thing you should not do when you do leg extensions is lock your knees out. In other words, straighten your leg completely during the exercise. I might do a couple of reps while I do that, but most of my reps I do, I bring my leg up maybe 3/4 of the way. And it's also a good exercise to do to stretch the hamstrings and the calves. And another thing about doing a leg extension is your foot position is very important, where you position your toes. You can position your toes outward like this when you do the leg extension, and it hits a different part of your quadricep, and it also stretches a different part of your calf and your hamstring. Then you could also turn your toes inward like this, and again, it'll work a different part of your quad and stretch a different part of your calf and hamstring as well. So, to do this exercise properly, you got to do a lot of reps. You don't need to go really heavy. This is an exercise that you shouldn't go that heavy on, but it's an exercise, I think, that you should do between 50 and 100 repetitions. Yes, between 50 and 100 repetitions when you're doing a leg extension. It's not like a squat or a deadlift where you're going heavy. Even if you warm up light, you're going heavy and you're getting 10 reps or 8 or 10 or 12 reps with. This is an exercise where you should do a lot of reps with, in my opinion. I think it's more beneficial if you do high reps with this exercise. Choose a weight that you can comfortably, that you can get, that many reps with. And you might not get, you might burn out before you get that many reps from just being exhausted, but I think it's better for your knees and your joints and everything, rather than going super heavy on an exercise like this and try to get 10 or 12 reps and locking your knees out on every repetition. I think that's not good for your joints. It's not good for your knees or your ankles or anything like that. So without further ado, I'm going to do some leg extensions. I'm going to do a couple sets of leg curls. I'm going to pyramid the weight up in the leg extensions and the leg curls. And I'm going to also do some triceps today, just to keep the workout interesting, right, Bud? And then when I'm done training, I'm going to make Bud his lunch, because he walked for about 2 miles today. And I know he built up an appetite. And it was raining all week last week, so I didn't get a chance to walk him that much last week. We went out in the rain a little bit, but he's not crazy about that. So he got some exercise today. And without further ado, I will demonstrate those leg extensions. Just want to make sure Bud gets some camera time, and Bud gets used to the weight bench as well. He's chilling out on the weight bench. Bud's thinking about doing some paw extensions too, huh, Bud? You do some paw extensions? Well, Bud says, no, I'm just going to chill out, and then when you're done training, make my supper. And I'll make his supper as soon as I'm done training. So I'm going to hurry up and get this workout done so I can make Bud his supper, because I know he's got to be getting hungry, huh, Bud? You got to be getting hungry. All right, so stay tuned and check out this video. All right, before I do my first set of leg extensions, I'm going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. I usually do this sitting on the floor, but there isn't that much room with all this, my weight training equipment. Was that 2 or 3? I'll do one more. All right, so I'm going to start my first set of leg extensions. And sometimes I like to grab the rest that I put my knees over just for stability when I do the exercise. Hopefully you can see my feet from where that camera is. And I'm gonna try for about 100 repetitions, all right? And notice when I do this exercise, when I start, my toes, I might point my toes this way, and then I might gradually turn my toes to my big toes are pointed towards each other. And what that does, it changes the position, and it also changes the area of where I'm working my quadriceps and where I'm stretching my hamstrings and calves. All right, so this is only 25 pounds. Count along with me. I'm gonna go for about 100 reps. And notice how I don't lock out. That was 40, 41, 42. Sometimes I'll lean back a little like this, engage my abdominal muscles while I'm doing the exercise. You notice how I don't straighten my legs all the way? So my toes are pointed outwards. That was 90. That was 100. I'm gonna do a few more repetitions. This is an exercise you don't want to just do 10 or 12 reps with. You gotta do a lot of reps with this exercise. And also I'm leaning back a little bit. I'm engaging my abdominals, my core muscles a little bit. I'm not locking my knees up. They're not going all the way down, not all the way up. My toes are pointed out, hitting the inner part of my quad, stretching my hamstring and my calves. That felt great. And I'm gonna pyramid the weight up. I'll probably drop another 10 pounds on there. And with this exercise, that was over 100 reps. I don't want to do any less than 50 reps with this exercise. Leg curls, with this same weight, I'll probably only be able to get maybe 10 or 12 reps. My hamstrings are weak. But leg extensions, you want to go light, and because you're working so many different muscles and you're stretching muscles while you're doing this exercise. So you're stretching your hamstrings and your calves. And I also lean back. When you do this exercise, you lean back, you can really engage your core muscles as well. But that felt good, and it's a good way to do the leg extension. All right, next, on the same weight that I did over 100 reps on the leg extension with, I'm gonna do a set of leg curls. I'm gonna try to get anywhere from 12 to 15 reps with. This exercise, for me, it's a lot harder, but it's an exercise I don't think you need to get that many reps with, because you're not really engaging as many muscle groups, and it's not affecting your knee joints or anything. So I'm gonna see what I can get. I got 17 reps with that. I did better than I thought. My hamstrings are probably getting a little stronger since I've been doing this exercise a little more, but I'll probably use that same weight and I'll probably do about 3 sets. I don't know if I'll record all 3 sets, but I'm gonna add a little bit more weight and I'm gonna do another set of leg extensions. Like I say, leg extensions especially, and that's when you're bringing your foot forward. I'd say 50 to 100 reps. Give that a try if you're one of those people that likes to load up, use a lot of weight and do 8 or 12 reps on an extension. Try using a lightweight. Try doing that 50 to 100 rep range. You'll get a lot more out of this exercise, I think. Especially if you lean back, you engage your abdominal muscles and all that while you're doing the exercise. You gotta give it a try, see what it does, you know. All right, I'm gonna do another set of leg extensions. Added another 10 pounds on the extension machine. So I got a total of 35 pounds on there, which isn't a lot of weight. Again, I'm gonna try to go for about 100 reps. Remember, you're gonna point your big toes outward, and then you also wanna, as you're doing the exercise, you know, you maybe do a few reps with your big toes outward, then you wanna turn your big toes inward and do them like that. And like I say, you don't need to lock your knees out when you do this exercise. Especially maybe for a couple of reps, you might want to do it. You know, if you're doing 50 or 100 reps, you might there might be 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe half a dozen reps or so where you might want to just lock them out and just get a nice, you know, squeeze on the quadriceps, but not for every rep. It's not good for your knees to do that, and I don't think it's good for your knees to do this exercise really heavy where you can only get like 10 or 12 reps with, like I did on the leg curl. This leg extension. So I'm going to try for about 100 repetitions. Count along with me. So I got my toes pointed inward. Okay, that was 50. See, I'm leaning back, it really engages the abs. I'm gonna try for 50 more. All right, woo, I got 100. And I think that's how you're really supposed to do this exercise. All right, get a lot more out of it when you get those reps. I probably couldn't have did too much more than 100 with that, especially leaning back, engaging my core while I was doing the exercise. Felt a really nice burn in my quadriceps and also felt a nice stretch in my hamstrings. I might go up a little bit more weight. I might not do 100 on my next set, but I'll go maybe to about 45 pounds and I'll see what I can do. And I'll do another set of leg curls in between the two exercises. I might not tape the next set of leg curls because I'm going to use the same weight and I'll probably get about the same amount of repetitions. But stay tuned because I'm also going to do some triceps. I'll do a couple sets of triceps too, just to add an extra exercise to this workout. All right, instead of doing tricep pull downs, I got a better idea. Since I got my weights all set up the way they are, I think I'm going to do some lat pull downs on this machine rather than my new machine. The reason why I got my new machine is better to do a lat pull down, especially if I'm using heavier weights, because it's got the thing under your knees where it holds or under your thighs where it holds your body in place, where this doesn't have that. But it's good to do like a light lat pull down, which I'll demonstrate. And I like doing on this from time to time because you got two separate cables to do the lat pull down. And I'll do, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 repetitions. Count along with me. All right. Whew. That felt great. I haven't done those on this machine in a while, and it feels nice to do those lightly, especially with the separate cables. But then if you go too heavy, the problem is with this, if I use too much weight, what I do is I pick my body right up off of the off of the bench. But as far as like light training for your back and shoulders, this is a really good exercise. But then as you get more advanced in this exercise, you need something to hold your body down. That's the thing. That's why I got that machine over there. But stay tuned. I'm going to do another set of leg extensions. I added another 10 pounds on there. So I got 45 pounds. I'm going to see what I can do with that. So stay tuned. All right, I'm going to do my final set of leg extensions. I got 45 pounds on there. I'm going to try to get maybe 50 reps or so. Count along with me. Might even get 100. I'll try for 100, but I don't know if I'm going to get that many. I got 92 reps. I counted 92. And that felt good too because I leaned back, I engaged my abdominals when I did it. Got a nice burn on my quads. I didn't lock my knees out during any of the repetitions. Got a nice stretch on my hamstring and stretched my calves. And so really good. I think that is the way to do a leg extension. If you're getting under 50 repetitions, in my opinion, I think you're going too heavy for this exercise. All right, remember, if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe to Travels with Buddy. Remember to keep training, keep taking those walks, and have an awesome day. And I'll see you on the next video.